Welcome back to Limitless Drive with a new video. For centuries, we've been asking the wrong question. We've been scouring the earth, climbing the highest peaks, and diving into the deepest oceans, searching for an answer to a question that has haunted humanity since we first gazed at the stars. What is the secret to a good life? We've been told it's about the acquisition of things, that if we just work a little harder, if we just get that next promotion, if we just buy that bigger house, that faster car, that more prestigious title, then we will have arrived, then we will be happy, then our lives will be good. We've been told it's about the self, about optimizing our own happiness, about protecting our own peace at all costs, about curating a perfect existence, free from pain, free from struggle, free from the messy, complicated entanglements of other people. And for decades, a group of researchers at Harvard University have been quietly, meticulously, conducting a study to find the real answer. They followed the lives of 724 men, year after year, decade after decade, from their teenage years all the way into old age. They gathered data on their work, their health, their relationships, and they waited. They watched these lives unfold with all their triumphs and tragedies, their joys and their sorrows. And after all that time, after all that data, after watching the complete arc of a human life play out over generations, they arrived at a single, profound, and undeniable conclusion. The secret to a good life is not found in wealth or fame or working harder or achieving more. The secret to a good life is good relationships. That's it. It sounds too simple, doesn't it? It sounds almost anticlimactic. After all that searching, all that striving, the answer was right here in front of us, in the very fabric of our daily lives. But don't mistake its simplicity for insignificance. This is not a gentle suggestion. It is a foundational law of human existence, as real and as immutable as the law of gravity. The quality of your relationships determines the quality of your life. Those men in the study who were the most satisfied in their relationships at age 50 were the healthiest at age 80. It wasn't their cholesterol levels in middle age that predicted their health in old age. It was their relational satisfaction. The warmth of their connections was a stronger predictor of long-term health than any other factor. Think about that for a moment. The love you give and receive is a physiological force. It literally shapes your brain, protects your body, and adds years to your life. Loneliness, it turns out, is as lethal as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It kills you from the inside out, slowly, silently, convincing you that you are alone in this world. But this idea of relationships, we have to go deeper than just the surface. We have to understand what a good relationship truly is. Because so many of us are surrounded by people, yet we are dying of thirst in an ocean of connection. We have hundreds of friends on social media, but no one to call at 2 a.m. when the world is falling apart. A good relationship isn't just about the absence of conflict. It's not about finding someone who never argues with you, who always agrees, who presents a smooth, frictionless surface. No, that is a fantasy. That is the picture frame without the photograph. The most powerful relationships, the ones that truly sustain us, are built on something far more substantial. They are built on a foundation of unwavering commitment and intentional investment. It's about showing up, day after day, year after year, long after the initial excitement has faded, long after the flaws have been revealed. It's about choosing to see the humanity in the other person, even when they are failing to see it in themselves. It's about being a safe harbor in the relentless storm of life. You see, a tree is not judged by the height it reaches, but by the depth of its roots. And a life is not judged by the heights of its achievements, but by the depth of its connections. What good is a penthouse view if you have to enjoy it all by yourself? What good is standing on the summit if there is no one there to turn to and share the moment to say, "Look what we did"? The research shows that it's not the number of friends you have that matters. It's the quality of a few close, committed relationships. It's about having people in your corner who have seen you at your worst, who have seen you fail, who have seen you broken, who have seen you consumed by fear and doubt, and who have not flinched. They have not looked away, they have stayed, and this act of staying, this is the most radical and courageous thing a human being can do. It's easy to be a friend during the celebration. It's easy to show up with a bottle of champagne when you've just landed the big deal. But the real test of a relationship is who shows up with a toolbox when your life has fallen apart, who sits with you in the silence of your grief and doesn't feel the need to fill it with empty words, who looks at the mess you've become and doesn't see a mess, but sees a person worthy of love and patience. This is the work. This is the gritty, unglamorous, day in, day out work of building a good life. It's about putting down your phone and really listening to your partner when they tell you about their day. It's about calling your parents not because it's a holiday, but because you were thinking of them. It's about forgiving your friend for that thing they said that hurt you, not because it didn't matter, but because the relationship matters more. It's about replacing judgment with curiosity, replacing criticism with compassion, replacing the desire to be right with the desire to be connected. So many of us are walking through life wearing emotional armor. We're afraid to be vulnerable, to be truly seen, because we think vulnerability is weakness. We think it's an invitation to be hurt. But I'm here to tell you that vulnerability is not weakness. It is the ultimate courage. It is the gateway to intimacy. You cannot be connected to another human being without being vulnerable. You cannot experience deep love without risking profound hurt. They are two sides of the same coin. That wall you've built around your heart to keep out the pain, it's also keeping out the joy. It's keeping out the love. It's keeping out the very connection that the Harvard study tells us is the secret to a long and healthy life. You have to be brave enough to take the bricks down one by one, and this journey, it starts with you. The most important relationship you will ever have is the one you have with yourself, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot offer a love to others that you are not willing to offer to the person you see in the mirror every morning. How are you treating yourself? Are you a compassionate friend to your own soul, or are you your own worst critic? Are you speaking to yourself with kindness, with understanding, with the same grace you would offer a struggling child? Or are you berating yourself for every mistake, for every failure, for every perceived shortcoming? You must make peace with the person in the mirror. You must forgive yourself for the roads you didn't take, for the words you wish you could take back, for the person you used to be. That person was doing the best they could with the tools they had at the time. When you can look yourself in the eye and see not a project to be fixed, but a person to be loved, then and only then can you offer a whole, healthy love to someone else. You stop looking for someone to complete you, and you start looking for someone to share your completeness with. This is the foundation. A relationship with yourself built on respect, not on achievement. Built on intrinsic worth, not on external validation. And from that solid ground, you can then look outward. You can begin to invest in the people who matter, and investment is the right word. It requires time. It requires energy. It requires a currency more valuable than gold, your presence. In a world that is constantly pulling us in 1,000 different directions, the greatest gift you can give someone is your undivided, uninterrupted, fully engaged attention. To put away the distractions, to look them in the eye, and to say, with your entire being, you matter. In this moment, there is nowhere else I would rather be. This is how we build a life that matters. Not in the dramatic once, in a lifetime gestures, but in the small, consistent deposits of care and attention. The morning coffee made just the way they like it. The text message that says, I'm thinking of you. The hand on a shoulder when no words are necessary. This is the tapestry of a good life, woven not with threads of gold and silver, but with threads of patience, of kindness, of forgiveness, of shared laughter, and of silent understanding. So I want you to think about your life. Right now, look at the landscape of your relationships. Who are the people who make you feel more alive? Who are the people you can be your true, authentic, unedited self with? Who are the people who challenge you to be better, who cheer for your successes as if they were their own, who catch you when you fall? Those are your people. Those are the relationships that constitute your real wealth. And now, I want you to think, when was the last time you truly nurtured them? When was the last time you expressed your gratitude for their presence in your life? Not with a casual thanks, but with a profound and specific acknowledgement of what they mean to you. Don't wait for a funeral to deliver the eulogy. Tell them now, tell them today. Pick up the phone, write the letter, schedule the lunch, have the difficult conversation, offer the forgiveness you've been withholding. Take the first step to mend the bridge that has been broken, because time is the one currency you can never earn back. The clock is ticking, and it shows no mercy. The years have a way of slipping through our fingers like sand, and before we know it, we are left with only the memories of the love we gave and the love we received. At the end of your days, you will not be surrounded by your trophies. You will not be lying in a bed clutching your stock portfolio. You will not be reminiscing about the long hours you spent at the office. You will be surrounded by the faces of the people you love. You will be held by the memories of the laughter you shared, the tears you wiped away, the hands you held, the hearts you touched. That is your legacy. That is the final measure of a life well lived. So start today, right now, invest in what truly matters. Build your life not on the shifting sands of success and status, but on the solid rock of meaningful, loving, resilient relationships. That is the secret. That is the wisdom gleaned from decades of research, from centuries of human experience. A good life is not something you find. It is not something you achieve. It is something you build, and you build it with and through and for the people you love.